So then kind of follow me, why is this absentee before?
Okay. I'm going to ask that one item be taken out of order. It's going to be item 3A, new business. Is there a motion? Good. There's a motion to take item 3A out of order. All those in favor, any discussion? All those in favor, say so by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, carried. Item 3A is discussion consideration to approve the articles of amendment to the articles of formation of the Economic Development Corporation. The also reducing the number of directors from 7 to 5, removing the requirement for 4 directors from the Weslaco City Commission, and other non-substantive changes.
Mayor, Commissioners, on this item, we have worked with our city attorney and our EDC attorney regarding the number of directors for the board of directors for EDC. The Development Corporation Act specifies it should be between 5 and 7. The proposed amendment would change it from the 7 to the statutory minimum of 5. The other major change would be to remove the qualification or the requirement that there be 4 commissioners on the EDC board of directors. Again, just removing that provision.
What's the suggestion? The motion and second to approve item A is presented. Any discussion?
Discussion. Okay, first and foremost, of course, we're having a special meeting, and it's probably a lot of people's concerns as to why we're having it today. In the charter, it states that the rules and procedures for meetings and agenda would be a special meetings are held only when the business of the city is such that it cannot wait for a regular meeting. So, in reviewing the special meeting, I still don't understand what is it that couldn't wait for the regular meeting that's scheduled coming Tuesday when the new commissioners take office. But either way, on this agenda item for the EDC that you want to make those changes, aside from removing the commissioners, the 4 commissioners, if I recall back in February, it was a very hot item on the commission that they felt that this was the best thing to do, to put in the 4 commissioners. Of course, I was totally against it, and I'm glad that now that you all are seeing that it's not a good idea. My question to you all, to the commission, or to that the people would like to know, what is it now that has changed within 8-9 months that now we're requesting to remove the commissioners? Is it because it was not a good idea to have had those commissioners in there, or is it just because it can be done because of the majority of the commission? I would like, and the people would like to have that answer. Okay.
Well, Commissioner, it's strictly the prerogative of the commission in terms of requirements. Again, they meet the minimum, which is the Development Corporation Act. You can make it as restrictive or as open as needed. It's a political decision, and again, that is exercised by the majority of the board.
And I fully understand that you both stressed out that it's the decision of the majority of the commission, but you're misunderstanding the question that I have for you. I'm saying what has changed from February to now? What made you all think that is it because it wasn't a good idea, or is it just because the majority can do what they want to do?
Well, and again, there's what, 6 members here. There's 6 different answers, I suppose, and so.
Well, they can answer unless they don't have an answer, and but people would like to know: is it because it was a bad idea, how I had stated before that it wasn't a good idea, or is it because you have the power to do it and you're going to do it? And because apparently that's what you said right now, because the commission has a majority. Is that not what you said?
Yeah, that's true. A majority of the commission is responsible for making the appointments and amending the articles of formation. There's nothing improper about them. They comply with the statute, and it's just a judgment call.
Well, it's not that it's improper. It's not ethical what is being done right now. And
how is it unethical?
Well,
what's the urgency?
It's not ethical because, first of all, you placed, back in February, you came out here and told the community that it was the best thing to do was to put in 4 commissioners commissioners, and I kept on telling you why it was such a good idea. Now you come back 9 months later and say, you know what, we're gonna remove the 4 commissioners, we're gonna remove 7 board members, now we're gonna have 5, and because we can do it. And so,
How is that unacceptable?
because you just finished telling me that it's a political move, and that's unethical to do that, you know, when it's not in the best interest of the community. So it is unethical to do
I
that.
think we misunderstand the concept of what is ethical and what is political.
Well, and the other question I have is that it states that it's being requested by the EDC. Did the EDC have a meeting on this and they're requesting it? Or is it something that you yourself is taking it upon yourself to put it in there? And my question is, do you have that authority to do that as an interim director, or how did it get on because I'm under the understanding that the only things that we can act on EDC is either if they're bringing to us a contract that they're going to pay over $100,000, or if the commission needs the board members, and then they bring it to us that they want us to decide on adding or changing the board. And my question is, did the board members in the EDC, the 7 or 6 board members, how many are there? 7?
7.
Did they all meet and say, you know what, we need to change the board now and let's go back to 5?
No, and just by way of explanation on that, administratively, that's what any item on the agendas I'd like to have a department associated with it, so that way we know who's taking the lead on it. So that's what that's about, Commissioner.
But EDC doesn't belong to the city. EDC doesn't belong to the city. EDC
Motion for
belongs.
question in the second. Second, for the question, all those in favor, say so by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
I oppose, and I would like for it to stay, you know, because first of all, I was not in agreement, you know, and second, since the city manager is saying that it's political, you know, that's not a good way to run city.
Ayes have it, motion carries. The item for the commission is item 3A, discussion and consideration for the articles of amendment to the article of formation of the Economic Development Corporation of Weslaco, reducing the directors from 7 to 5, removing the appointment of 4 of the directors of Weslaco City Commissioners, and other non-substantive changes. All those in favor say so with an aye. Aye. All opposed? Aye. Ayes have it, motion carries. We'll now go back to appointment, item 2. Item A, discussion and consideration to resolution 2013-77, appointing 1 member to the unexpired term on the ambulance advisory board. Possible action.
Mayor Commissioners, on page 8, you have the list of the eligible applicants for the position on the ambulance advisory board.
Motion we appoint Rick Nolan to the board.
Is this your Hossa in the audience?
Yes.
There's a motion, second to appoint Mr. Hossa. Any discussion?
Was there a letter submitted?
Walker, is there a letter? Application?
The resolution requires that they either submit a letter or be present.
Correct.
All those in favor say so by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Item B is discussion and consideration to remove 2 members from the Planning and Zoning Commission and approve resolutions 2013-85 and 2013-86, appointing 2 members to the unexpired term.
Again, on page 10, you have the list of, I think, how many is that? Probably 12, 15 members that are expressed interest in serving on P&Z, and those are the existing members, also a 7-member commission.
Make motion we appoint Rick Nolan to the second.
Motion, second to appoint Ricky Tanan to P&Z, and that would be to replace which one? Say so by saying aye. Mr. Tanan, is he present? Ricky Tanan, is he present? He called you? But he had an application on file? He did call me. Is there an application on file?
I just remembered. Who was the second person?
I have a motion carried. The next resolution. 2013-86. Nomination? Okay, and that would be to replace. There's a motion and a second to appoint Juan Gonzalez. Ms. Gonzalez in the audience?
Yes, I am.
Gonzalez is in the audience. All those in favor, state so by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Discussion,
Discussion?
Yes, the agenda item reads that we're removing two members that their terms have not expired yet. And I understand that it says that it's being requested by the Planning and Code, is that correct?
Yeah, Commissioner, what I do there is the department that's responsible for the commission just has their name posted.
Okay, but are they the ones requested it, or are you putting that there because it says requested?
Yes, that is correct.
Because I know, Mr. Underwood,
Yes, ma'am.
did you request this item?
No, ma'am.
No, he did.
Okay, so who requested it? I mean, you're saying here that it's being requested, but I just want to make sure that when we,
The department's name is on this.
so that it's not necessarily requested by them, it's something that you just use the name of the department to cover, for you not to have to put your name under it, or, is that correct?
We place that there because we want to make sure that we have 14 departments. We want to make sure that one department is handling that item, not two or three, and then we do.
Well, but I just want to make sure, what I want to make sure as a city commissioner is that the department that is being put in there, that they're the ones requesting it, are aware of it, because I understand that the planning and code enforcement was not aware of it. So that's my concern in that area, that if you're going to be requesting something, I think that you should at least have a little bit of sense to contact the department and let them know that this is what they're going to do. And second, we're appointing two members, or we're removing two members that their terms have not expired. One of them, of course, being Mr. Olivares, that his term expires not until December the 7th, and 2013, and then Mr. Reina's term doesn't expire up until July 2014. Do you have a reason why you're removing them, or is it just because you can do it?
Commissioner.
Okay, that's what I wanted.
Question's been called. Is there a second?
Oh, there you have it.
There we go, come on. That's cowardly. That's cowardly.
I'm going to ask for order in here. We've been very respectful to everybody in this audience. If you're not going to be respectful to this dais, and you're going to be talking out of order, I will ask the chief to escort you out. All those in favor of the question, state so by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carries. The item is to appoint
Excuse me,
Juan Gonzalez.
I'm sorry, sir, excuse the interruption. I could not overhear over the audience, but who made the second to the call to question?
Who made the motion? Who made the second?
Thanks.
Okay, there's motion second to remove Danny Dana and appoint Juan Gonzalez in his place. All those in favor, state so by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carries. For the record, Ricky Pineda is standing in the back. Like the record to reflect that. Item C, there will be no action. Item D, discussion and consideration to remove all the directors of the Economic Development Corporation of Weslaco and approve Resolution 2013-87, Resolution 213-88, Resolution 213-89, Resolution 213-90, and Resolution 213-91 to appoint members to terms as assigned, which will take effect after the Secretary of State approves the articles of amendment to the Articles of Formation of the Economic Development Corporation of Weslaco.
I move that we appoint Resolution 2013-87, Rob Peterson, 2013-88, Adrian Farias, 2013-89, Jerry Capoeira, 2013-90, John Correa, and 2013-91, David.
A motion and a second to appoint Rob Peterson is in the audience. He's here. Adrian Farias, is he here? He's here. Commissioner Capoeira, is here. Commissioner Fox, and John Correa. Any further discussion?
Discussion. Okay, I guess this question is for legal. They're to remove all the directors of the EDC. We've got 7 of them. But this is not going to take into effect until after the state approves it.
Correct.
So what does that mean?
That means that they cannot act, they cannot act in either body until after we have a certificate.
But the EDC members that are in there can.
Up
And
until
there's 7 of them. So then on this 5, they're appointing 5 of them, but it doesn't state that they're removing all 7 of them, does it?
Yes, the motion was to remove all 7.
On this on this question itself?
The discussion consideration of all directors and governors on full first to us and approve by resolution.
So all seating directors right now.
I'll remove.
Okay, and the other question I have is on the amendment that you all approved right now, the articles of amendment. It says that 4 of them were city commissioners and we're no longer going to be city commissioners. So, but we're appointing, what, 3 city commissioners right now? So did the amendment, the article of amendment state that we're having 3 city commissioners?
It did not.
So why are we putting commissioners in there?
Well, I don't know why they're putting, but I know that legally, at a 4A corporation, it's allowed to put city councilman, because in 4B, of which we are a hybrid of it, even though we're a 4A corporation and have 4B powers, the statute says that you can appoint no more than 4.
Okay, but my question is that in February, when we moved all this, when we changed it, we had to put in that we wanted to have 4 city commissioners. My question is, now you remove the 4 city commissioners, so do you not have to say that in your articles that now you're going to put 3 city commissioners?
No. Really, it's up to them, but no, the answer is no, because it could be all 5 residents. I mean, it does not have to have a city commission.
So then, if later on you don't want 5 residents, you can put 5 commissioners?
No, ma'am.
4.
Up to 4.
So then why would we remove the amendment and not to say 4 commissioners? What was the reason of that?
I can only tell you, I prepared the document as directed.
Can you tell me, Leo, why it was removed?
My broad as possible to allow as many people to serve.
But we're having, if we want it broad, why are we putting 3 commissioners? Why not give the opportunity to the people out there?
And again, that can be,
Because we're gonna end up in the same mess that we are with 3 commissioners and 5, you're having 3 majority commissioners again. So they're gonna be out there having majority again. So is that the plan, or is it something that just popped out, or?
well, my preference is, again, to set the bar low, because that way you get a bigger pool. And just because we have 3 or 2 or 1 commissioner doesn't require, that's the difference right now. The bylaws, the articles require a city commissioner or no more than 4 to serve. If this new amendment, once it's approved by the Secretary of State, removes that requirement. So you don't have to have a commissioner, you can have a commissioner, but it opens it up.
So
A subsequent city commission.
I understand everything. It's just that bottom line, why don't you just say that you want 3 commissioners to have 3 majority? We're going to end up in the same mess, and not the 4, because apparently Mr. Martinez here couldn't get it across. But so we had to change it to 3 commissioners.
Because of new man. Thank you.
So I'm not done talking.
Call the question.
Question's been called. Is there a second? Motion second to the question. All those in favor, say so by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Question carries. Everybody in favor of item D as read, say so by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Move on to item 3B. Discussion consideration includes drainage extension easement and the contract providing this drainage permit extension easement with Weslaco Independent School District and the City of Weslaco for a 5.62 acre tract of land out of Farm Tract 140, Block 162, West and Adams Tract Subdivision, Hidalgo County, and authorize the mayor to execute any related documents.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. On this item, and we've got 2 more related items. We're going to be discussing some of the details in this item that will affect the other items. We're looking to make some improvements to sugarcane between Border and Westgate. It's a really bad condition. There's a lot of traffic. There's a couple of schools there. The total project that we've estimated is 1.5, which includes construction and engineering. This is a project that originally was contemplated in 07. The city at that time looked to issue some bonds, and we were not able to complete it at that time, given that the priority was to expand the north wastewater treatment plant. So the funds were poured into that project. So although some of the design was started on this one, it was not completed. There was a stop order issued. Tetsi was the engineering company of record. We are now in a good financial position where we're able to continue this project. And so this item, as part of that construction, required that we have some drainage of that property. We've been working with the school. They met yesterday. We've had a good give and take with them in terms of what are the requirements for that drainage easement. And so you have those conditions spelled out there. They're satisfied with it as we are as well. And so we're recommending that we go ahead and enter into this, or approve the easement and the contract associated that would allow the city to go in there and work on the detention. It's about just over 5 acres of detention. So the street will be improved, the water will be drained to the the school's property, just south of Sugarcane.
Motion second approval, item B is presented. Any further discussion?
I just wanted to add on to this. There's a project that's been worked on for several years. Actually, when I got on board, when I became a commissioner, one of my main pet peeves, as long as also the one with Wesley, apparently, it's been through political issues that this road hasn't been done. But, thank God we gotten over that hump. 2 board members, I believe there was Mo Lopez and also Mr. David Fuentes, that did not want this road to be completed. They were putting stipulation.
Seriously?
But that's a come. That is no fun. We're trying.
Question's been called. Is there a second? Point of order has been raised. Only the person who made the motion call the question.
And this is the point that I want to make is that, it doesn't have to be this political way. We could have gotten this road done a long time ago. But since we do have those obstacles, and like I said, thank God that we're moving forward, and you'll be seeing a new Sugarcane Road in progress.
And
Thank you, guys.
I have
And the
some-
construction also good.
Go ahead, please. About the completion. Complete.
Like I said, construction will start, and there will be a new Sugarcane Road and widening Sugarcane Road out there.
And you're absolutely right. It was.
Everybody that's
Commissioner,
waiting-
you're out of order.
Well, you can
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
For everybody who's out there waiting and anticipating, for work, there were some people here that came that, when is this gonna get done and this and that, it's gonna get done already. I just wanted to put that out there for you guys, can go and spread that out there.
And you're absolutely right. It had become very political. During the time that Commissioner Quintanilla had office, he came here several times wanting to get the sugarcane fixed. But since it was during the time that the campaigning was going,
Question's been called. Is there a second?
Let her talk.
All those in favor?
How many times do you shut her up?
That's where everybody else.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't play politics in town, but I've been given an order to clear the room. Please get up and exit the room now. Y'all can't act like that and expect things to get done. You've asked- I understand that. I'm sorry, people.
Bunch of cowards, every one of them.
Learn how to talk.
You're doing it right there.
Very disappointing.
That's how you're talking.
Let's go, everybody, let's go. Mr. Ward, everybody.
Is there anybody that can hear us from that?
Everybody should be out, right?
You're part of the EDC staff, you're welcome to stay on the mic.
All those in favor, please state your name.
necessary amendments to the professional services agreement with engineering of record, authorize the budget amendment appropriate, and authorize the mayor to execute any related documents by election.
This is interlocal with the county. We've reviewed it with Mr. Cost. I recommend approval.
Approve item C is presented. Any discussion? All those in favor, say so by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries. Item D.
I'm sorry, Mayor, let the record reflect Commissioner Noriega left about
Item D, discussion and consideration authorizing expenditure in amount not to exceed $750,000 from the certificate of obligation, series 2007, for street improvements on mile 9 North Road, Sugarcane Drive. Authorize budget amendment as appropriate, and authorize the mayor to execute any related documents by election.
On this item, Mayor, this is the original bond issue of $28.1 million. Road improvements are an eligible expenditure. We recommend approval.
Motion second to approve item D is presented. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say so by saying aye. All opposed? Carried. Item D, discussion and consideration of various budget amendments.
On this item, Mayor, this is the end of year budget amendment that we do to balance out the budget for all departments. This is for fiscal 2013. What happens at the beginning of the year, we just project what each department is going to be spending and revenue receiving. Obviously, that's a projection. It's not accurate. And so what we do here is just we rebalance, move from one department places to another. There's no additional spending. We're just moving money, surpluses into deficits that make it nice and easy.
All those in favor, say so by saying aye. Motion carried. All opposed, say same sign. Motion carries. Was there anybody registered for public comments?
Not registered, sir.
Motion to adjourn. Motion second to adjourn. All those in favor, say so by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Chief, if there's any disturbances outside, I'll let you take that when you're control.
So I do want the record to reflect that I was
Threatened. Yeah.
by the homecoming commissioner, that they would remember that.
And I'm a witness to that. Well, just for the record, like I said, I have heard that, correct? And I also heard that threat from Frank Gassa. I heard it from Mike Jones. I heard it from, who else was over there?
I wasn't there.
That was Andrew, Andrew was also made that threat.